Thanks for watching along as Rod and I discover Angola. We are really privileged to live on such a beautiful continent. Angola is huge and the roads are unpredictable. Rod and I were finding our rhythm traveling in Angola. Most of the places Rod had mapped out on Tracks for Africa were where the map said they would be, and between that and our Overlander, we were confident of finding our way around, but the going was a lot slower than expected. In today's video, after spending the night while camping at the Pedras Negras, we finally reach the Calendula Falls, which were absolutely spectacular. I would like to point out to those of us who drive on the left side of the road that in Angola they drive on the right. So Rod was essentially blind and I was sitting in the suicide seat looking for gaps. The trucks do indicate when it is clear to go, but any biker will tell you that if you can't see the gap, it's not there. Our route to the Calendula waterfall would take us through the upper part of the Kumbira forest. There is not a huge amount of information about this forest, which is in a typical battle between the need to protect this unique habitat and the need of human beings to live and feed themselves. We didn't actually know anything about this forest until we met some fellow travelers from Germany, in Kumbira, who had driven through it and had gotten stuck in the mud. They had thankfully been rescued by some locals, and they said that the forest was absolutely beautiful, but the road was in a very poor condition. I'm quite sad that we did not know more about the forest before we drove through it, as we would definitely have done more research. Most of the endemic Angolan birds are found in this area, so we could have figured out how to do some birding. If you are enjoying our videos, please do give us a thumbs up or subscribe. We do hope you enjoy the drive through the forest with us. Rod and I really enjoyed this part of Angola. It was so lush and green, but as you see, the road is in very poor condition. Rod had read a lot about the Pedras Negras, de Pungo and Dongo, or black rocks. What had looked to be a likely overnight turned out to be an actual destination. We put our faith in Tracks for Africa as the road steadily deteriorated and finally arrived. Rod and I spent some time selecting the perfect spot for the night. It was really windy, so we needed to use the cruiser as a windbreak. Rod spent some time flying his drone, and I went hunting for birds. I could hear some turacos calling, and we were exceptionally fortunate to see a pair of Ross's turacos. They are exceedingly special, as we don't see them in South Africa. Other than the wind, the night was silent. With the rock formations all around us, it felt like we were in a fortress of some kind. An early morning start took us to what once was the village of Pundo Ondongo. We had read that one could pay for the camping there, but we didn't see anyone. Frankly, Pedras Negras was probably our favorite camping spot in the whole of Angola. This mural is in the little park in the town of Cacuso. The park itself is very charming and typical of Angola. We've got a mural of the Pedras Negras, the black rock, and an old fountain. Who knows when it was built? There's a lot of old, I would suppose one would call them colonial buildings. And although it's the 16th of May, it's 31 degrees at 11:30 in the morning. Retracing our steps via Cacuso, we headed for the Calendula Falls. The falls are impressive. The height of the fall is around 105 meters, and they are around 400 meters wide, which makes them one of the largest by volume in Africa. I always found the power of so much water invigorating. They are on the Lucala River, which flows into the Kuzana River. There are tour guides at the falls, and Rod and I spent some time there flying the drone. The guide assured us that this was fine, and we did not see any information to the contrary. I do believe that Angola tourism needs a bit of a kick up the bum. The bathrooms and visitors area were not in great repair, but honestly, we weren't there to visit the bathrooms. After visiting the falls, our options were to find somewhere in Cacuso to spend the night or head back to the Pedras Negras. The only question with heading for Pedras Negras was the state of the road. So some digging around on Tracks for Africa and Overlander indicated either Ntaladando or Dondo, depending on the condition of the road. Our plan for the balance of our trip was to head towards Lubango and visit the Serra de Leba Pass and then Venda to Tundaval, and then wind our way back into Namibia. We reached the so charming Hotel de Oliveira in Dondo. It's a wee bit run down, but the room was clean and the water was hot and the food was cheap and good. There is a view of the Dondo River. We were across the square from the local cop shop, and the youngster at the hotel assured us our car was safe. And up the road was the local bakery, so we bought some hot, fresh pau. Our next overnight would find us at Huambo, which is a large city. We ended up in a hotel in what looked like the municipal district, and it felt like a conference hotel. There is a large Toyota dealership with a workshop in Huambo. Join us for the final part of our journey in Angola, where we visit the Serra de Leba. We drove it both ways, and also the Tundavala Gap. Thanks for watching.